agenda.
And with that, we had scheduled a special meeting for next Tuesday night to start discussing the draft. I think we should cancel that meeting and wait until they have their public hearing and they can add the comments and then give it to us. So, does anyone object to that? Canceling that meeting?
Procedurally, we need to do the other thing. I think we should do that.
Good? Okay. So, the directive to comprehensive plan merging committee to hold public hearing. Whereas by resolution 10-185 on December 28, 2010, the board created a 5-member committee to update the present comprehensive plan, the comprehensive plan merging committee. Whereas the committee has created a draft comprehensive plan. Whereas section 272-A of the town law requires the town board to hold a hearing during preparation of the comprehensive plan to assure full opportunity for citizen participation in preparation of such proposed plan. Therefore, be it resolved that 1. The comprehensive plan merging committee is directed to hold a public hearing on the draft plan at the earliest possible date and shall publish notice of such public hearing as required by town law 272-A. The comprehensive plan, and 2, the comprehensive plan merging committee shall carefully consider all comments made by the public during the public hearing and incorporate such comments into the draft comprehensive plan as it deems appropriate in order to ensure that the draft comprehensive plan properly reflects the needs of the community. The comprehensive plan merging committee shall submit the revised draft comprehensive plan to the town board by July 5th, 2011. Do I hear a motion for that?
Before we vote, Mel, can I say something? This has been something that's really been bothering me for some time. I'm not one that says a lot, but when I give it some thought, and I've been really mulling all this over, I would just like to give a little bit of my feelings before I vote on this. I'd like to go on record. In regards to our comprehensive plan, I would like to go on record for not being pleased with the way that this has been handled. A lot of time has been spent on this, and a lot of time has been wasted. I feel that unless the board and the original comprehensive committee cannot get together and go over this the way that it should have been done, I feel that we should not waste any more time on this. If we do not change the way we are handling this, then I will be a no vote on it. I'm sorry, but I feel like the town board that was in office at the time, we appointed the committee of 9 or 10 people. They spent a lot of time working on that with a professional. We spent lots of money, town money, a lot of people's time, and to take and have it revised because a few people didn't like what was in the original comprehensive plan. That's where I'm at. So you can take it for what it's worth, but I'm opposed to it. And I don't think we ought to spend any more time unless we're going to do it right.
Do I hear a motion for the resolution?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. John?
I'll second.
Todd, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed.
2 opposed, motion carries. Okay, we are back to public comment. Again, this public comment is for any comment. I invite any of you who'd like to share a comment to step up. You have 3 minutes and 1 opportunity. Please state your name and address for the record.
Nora Miller, Skyline Drive. I've been reviewing the 2010 Princetown Town Board meetings and noticed some information that was inaccurate. Specifically, December 14, 2010, under privileges of the floor, the minutes read, Nora Miller, Skyline Drive, asked how residents could obtain a copy of the current comprehensive plan, why it was not on the website. Councilmember Morris said it can be put on the website. Supervisor Whiteley asked Ed Miller if, as a member of the Comprehensive Plan Revision Committee, did he not have a copy of the current comp plan. He did not. Writing the words "he did not" is not only inaccurate, but changes the meaning of the answer and offers an opinion of the answer. Apparently, the person who records the minutes decided not to put in the entire conversation. When I was asked if I had a copy, I replied, I didn't have my own copy. However, we had a copy for the committee that we worked from. Leaving this statement off implies I did not have access to the plan, which is untrue. In addition to having a copy of the 1988 plan for the committee, the chairman provided each member with scanned copies of the specific information we were working on prior to each meeting. I would like the record to be changed to include the entire statement. At the same town board meeting, under privileges of the floor, the minutes read Paul Hasbrook, Giffords Church Road, would like Council Member Myers, liaison to the Comprehensive Committee, to discuss with Chairman Jasinski that P. Hasbrook was not contacted about a recent meeting of the committee, and in the future, all committee members should be contacted. This was recorded in the minutes correctly, but apparently Mr. Hasbrook was misinformed. There was no committee meeting. I personally invited the consultant to my home to discuss the comprehensive revision plan, and I invited several people to join me. Some were on the committee, some were not. I'm not sure how Mr. Hasbrook got his information, but apparently he was given inaccurate hearsay. I intend to do this in the future unless the town passes a law that prevents residents from gathering to exercise free speech.
Anyone else?
My choice, Ennis Road. So I guess one's really a question. I see a lot of articles in the paper about the lawyer fees defending the judge against some dog. I was wondering if maybe you could just come out and tell us what happened and why would the town be responsible for X number of dollars to defend which should have been a private citizen against another private citizen. I don't understand how the town got involved in a private affair. I know it's not give and take, so I'll just leave it. Maybe you can make a comment later on, next week or something.
Next week? No, I'll address it a little bit later. Do you have anything else?
Yeah. The 3-minute rule here, I guess I don't understand. When does the agenda come out?
Today, this afternoon.
So I can only comment 3 minutes on an agenda that I see 2 minutes before the meeting starts? It just doesn't make sense. And if you had to, just a suggestion, if you could publish the agenda maybe 2 weeks ahead of the next meeting, then people would have time to develop some thought about it. Just a thought. Thanks.
Anyone else?
My name is Anthony Cerrone. I'm from Birchwood Drive. Last March, you gave a resolution to my neighbor, Michael Hayden, for a variance on a building put up 8 feet 2 inches from my property line.
The ZBA, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm that.
And at the time, I had a problem with snow falling off and knocking my fence down. I brought it to the attention of the board, and I brought them pictures in. They agreed with me that something should be taken care of. Now, in the resolution, it stated that, and I can quote it if you give me the opportunity, that the applicant shall undertake measures necessary to ensure that snow from the driveway or garage does not fall onto or across the side yard property line. My fence is down, 40 feet of it is down, it's caved in. You want to see the picture?
Tony, that you're reading from the ZBA minutes, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just asking.
And I got a copy for each one, would you like it?
It's fine.
I give it
I
to
just want to clarify that it was from the ZBA
Yeah.
minutes, that's
Can
all.
I give it to you so you guys have the
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep, you can give it. If you want, you can give it to Carolyn after.
You can pass these. And there's 5 copies here. And all I did was highlight the fact that all the precautions that were taken to protect the next door neighbor and applicant, that when they made the resolution, that it would be to the benefit, not the detriment of the property owner next door. And I suggested at the time, I said, let him put a barrier up so the snow doesn't fall and damage the fence again. I repaired the fence at my own expense last time. I will not repair it this time. And it says here, they agreed that the garage appears adequately to avoid physical impacts to the neighboring parcel.
Time,
3 minutes.
are you going to allow him some more time because he passed the paperwork out? Okay.
No?
Can you wrap it up?
So I'm asking, I approached Mr. Marciniak, I do everything on the up and up, and I says, what do I do? He says, he looked up the minutes and he says, I agree with you. He says, the law stands that, as it says, the applicant will be required to undertake whatever measures are necessary to ensure that the snow from the garage and the driveway do not cross the side yard property. Amen. So, how do I stand?
So it sounds as though it's a CEO.
I think there's a guy in the yellow shirt you need to talk to back there.
Well, he's the one, I went to him already, and he told me to come in front of the board with pictures, proof, and explain my case. Did I explain my case?
Yep.
Okay? Got the picture? Now, do I have to come here once a year
Tony,
to ask
you
again?
have 3-minute guideline, we're at 3 minutes.
I just
We're
want to
beyond
know
3
what my
minutes.
stance, I don't know about the
We have
3-minute
to be
rule.
fair to everybody here.
I know, but I didn't know about the 3-minute rule until
It's right on the
tonight.
agenda. Tony.
I didn't know you did, John. Yeah, you did tell
I
me
did
that.
tell them today.
Thank you.
Anyone else? For anyone else who has public comment?
Mary Sue Reed, 962 Darrow Road. Just a quick question regarding the directive that you just approved, the directive to Comprehensive Plan Merging Committee to hold a public hearing. I was wondering if public comment will be limited to 3 minutes during this public hearing. And I guess I'll get an answer later.
Okay. I don't know. Tony, do you want to leave these or do you want them back?
You
Do
want
you
it
have
for the record?
copies?
You
I
want-
just, okay.
I've got doubles of everything.
Okay. Can you pass these back down? Anyone else have any other public comment? No one? Okay. We'll move on to council member concerns. Does anyone have any council member concerns?
I have one now. Okay, and I don't want you to think that I'm pointing fingers, but as a council member, I'm just a little concerned or confused, I guess. as of late, we've been getting a lot of different figures on what was spent on attorney fees. Could you maybe clarify what the actual number is? The reason being concerned is we signed at audit last year for one number, and since then, we've been seeing different numbers.
No, they haven't. They've been the same numbers consistently all along.
Okay. Well, then-
What numbers would you like? I have a whole spreadsheet, I have resolutions of transfers, what do you want?
Okay, the difference from the attorney's bill compared to what was in the paper yesterday, maybe?
There isn't a difference. The total Whiteman bill for the town, for planning, ZBA, town board, ZBA planning, ZRC, and the town board was $53,330.11. Same figure, over.
Okay, and what did we sign off on in the audit?
Like I said, the last time or 2 times ago, $53,330 was the total spent by the entire town. It's broken down by the planning, ZBA, the town board. The town board's total was $39,677. The audit would have reflected these numbers. These are the exact same numbers. These numbers are pulled from the audit. If you look at the end of the year statement and you look at the budget, they're the same numbers.
Okay. Well,
And if you want to, sit down with Isla, and Isla can explain to you all of it. It comes out to the penny and has for 3 months, but we keep talking about legal fees, and they haven't changed. They're still the same. They're not different numbers. They're all right here.
okay, well, I just was wanting
And I
to
can make a
clarify
copy
the-
if you want of this. This is all the transfers and all the resolution numbers for all the transfers. Same
Okay,
numbers.
if I could have it clarified, I would like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
again, I'm not pointing fingers,
I
it's
can
just
sit
with
down
all
with
the
you
different
after, or you can
numbers.
sit down with Isla. It's not different numbers. They're consistently the same numbers.
Okay. I guess it's just the numbers that I've seen, they haven't been, they haven't been the same. Again, what we signed for in the operating statement for our budget was, what, 38,546?
That was the operating statement from the end of December. That is not the final end of the year operating statement. The final end of the year operating statement comes out in January.
Okay,
Because there's a month lag because we have to pay all the bills. So that number is not the correct number. But you as a town board member, how long have you been here?
I'm just asking
time.
for clarification.
Yeah, and I'm clarifying it
And I looked
for
on the
you.
end of the statement, and it didn't seem to be the same as what was
The
sent
operational
out.
statement from the end of December is not the end of the year statement.
Okay.
The final statement comes out in January. What, Doug?
They're always a month behind.
They're always a month behind. That's why we still, in January of the next year, we're still paying bills from the previous year because it's December.
Okay, the bill that we received from the attorney's office, okay, stated on the bill that it was $49,246.10. Okay,
No.
that was town board, and then
No.
it broke it down for the different boards, and the other boards were less than $4,000. So I guess I'm just trying to figure out where, again, I signed for the audit, I just want to be sure that I'm signing for correct numbers. And if I can show that to me, I would like to be sure to see that.
We will
so-
come in and look because they're all there.
Okay.
I think you have some bad information. I think you have partial information. I think you have not the end of the year information. I think your information's all jumbled together. It's to the penny
Okay.
and all accounted for. Not new numbers, not
Again, I'm not-
different.
I didn't
No,
say I'm not
I'm
pointing
just
fingers,
telling
I
you,
just-
this
I'm a bit
question keeps
confused,
coming up
that's all.
over and over. It's not confusing if you sit down and take the time to look at it. It's all there.
Well, I spent some time this afternoon, and it was very confusing.
Well, if you have an operating statement from the end of December, and then you look at the final operating statement, you're gonna have 2 different numbers because the December one is not the end of the year operating statement.
Okay. I probably didn't have one of those, so, okay. Thank you.
Yep. Any other council member concerns?
Yes. And it's gonna have to be with this 3-minute rule again. Here we had somebody, a town resident, come up here and try to address the town board with a problem that he has. and he was in the middle of trying to explain it, and he was cut off. I still think that this 3-minute rule is wrong. He's a taxpayer in the town. He should have the opportunity to come up and address the board, if it took 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, with his concerns. I still think it's wrong, and I'm urging the board to reconsider this 3-minute rule. That's the first thing. The second thing is, Mike brought up a good point here. Nobody's given the agenda in advance. Maybe it's about time we have an agenda meeting before the actual meeting. If not, we should, the agenda should be posted before, at least 2 or 3 or 4 days before, so people have an opportunity to examine the agenda and have their concerns, address their concerns with it. Third is, if Tony has a problem here, somebody should be addressing. I wasn't on the board at the time, but if there was a resolution passed, something should be done about
There's
it.
not a, I don't believe
I
it's
don't-
called a resolution, it
Well,
was the
obviously-
determination by the ZBA.
Zoning.
Right.
Well,
the zoning board,
obviously it
not
was
this board.
discussed.
Not this board.
Well, obviously somebody in the town of Princetown.
Have you discussed it with the code enforcement officer?
Have I?
Yes.
I just heard it.